Today we are going to talk about how to simplify expressions with exponents and operations with polynomials. So to do this, we are going to use Desmos. If you see a problem where the directions are find the expression equivalent to, here's a trick that you can use in Desmos to help figure out the answer if you can't do the math yourself. You want to use the numbers 3, 5, and 7. And you are plugging those numbers in for each variable in the problem. Now, you do have to be careful because Desmos cannot plug in numbers for x or y, so you might have to change the variables from x and y to a and b. After that, you want to type the problem into Desmos exactly as it's shown with the letters and everything. Then you write down the answer you get. Then you type in each multiple choice answer exactly as it's shown with the letters, the exponents, everything, and you write down the answers that you get for each of those. Whichever multiple choice option has the same answer as the original problem, that's the answer. You could do this for any problem that says find the expression equivalent to. It could be a distributing problem, it could be something with a fraction, it could be multiplying, it could be dividing. It doesn't matter what the problem looks like if it says find the expression equivalent to. So let's take a look at a couple of examples. Our first problem says which expression is equivalent to this. So the first thing I want to check is my expression has the variables r and s, not x and y. So we're ready to go ahead and go to Desmos. In Desmos, we are going to start by saying that r equals 3. So r equals 3 and s equals 5. Then we are going to type in our expression that we were given in the problem. Okay, and we can see that we end up with negative 95. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. So when I made r equal to 3 and s equal to 5, I got negative 95. So now I'm going to type in each of my answer choices. This expression, this expression, this expression, this expression. And I'm going to see what number I get for each of those options. When I type in the first option, I get negative 55. That is not the same as negative 95, so let's go back to Desmos. For that one, I get 89. That's not the same as negative 95, so let's keep going. That one gives us negative 95. So that is probably our answer, but we're going to go ahead and check the last one just in case. That one gives us 65. We want to choose the one that was the same as our question that we started with, so that means that C is the correct answer. Let's take a look at number 2. Here, our only variable is x, but I told you earlier we cannot plug in a number for x in Desmos. So the first thing I'm going to do is change all of my x's to a's. And I'm going to do the same with all of my answer choices as well. So I'm going to pick a number for A, and I'm going to make A equal 3. So I'm going to go to Desmos, clear out everything that I did for the previous problem, and I want A to equal 3. Now, I'm going to type in this expression here. So I'm going to start by putting parentheses 6a to the 4th minus 10a squared plus 2a, parenthesis. And then I can divide by 2a. If I do not put the parentheses, I'm going to have an issue when I try to divide by 2a. You will either have to highlight everything and then click divide, or it's only going to divide 2a by 2a, which is going to mess up your answer. So we get 67. So I'm going to write that down. Now I'm going to type in each of the answer choices and see which one gives me 67. The first answer choice gives me 39. The second answer choice gives me 603. The third answer choice gives me 207. So if we try the fourth answer choice, we get 67. Because that's the same number that we had at the beginning, that is going to be our answer. So let's look at one different type of problem. If you are given a model and you want to find an expression that is equivalent to the figure, you will sometimes see problems involving these squares and rectangles. It will give you a key. For example, if a big square is equal to x squared, a rectangle is equal to x, and a little square is equal to 1, you can count up how many x squared, so how many big blocks, how many x's, how many rectangles, and how many 1's, the little squares, there are, and you can write out an expression. Then you can do what we just did to find the expression that is equivalent to the one represented by the blocks. So let's take a look at an example. We know that a big square is x squared, a rectangle is x, and a little square is 1. And we want to know which one of these is the same as x plus 6 times x plus 2. Well, let's look at the pictures first. A big square is x squared. We have 2 of those, so that's 2x squared. A rectangle is x, so let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 x's. And then each little square is 1, so let's count those. We have 8 little squares, so plus 8. If we look at choice B, we have 4 big squares, so we have 4x squared. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rectangles, so that is 6x, and 2 little squares, so that is plus 2. For answer choice C, we have 1 big square, so we have 1x squared. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rectangles, so that is plus 8x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 little squares. Lastly, for answer choice D, we have 1 big square, so that is 1x squared. 3 rectangles, so that's 3x, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little squares, so plus 8. Like I mentioned on the last problem, we cannot type x's into Desmos with a number plugged in for them. We need to change this all to a different letter. So I'm going to pick A again. So I'm going to change all of my x's to a's. So now, just like the last problem, we want A to equal 3. So if I go to Desmos, I'm going to clear out everything I had for the last problem, but I'm going to keep A equals 3. So then we need to plug in our question, which is parenthesis, A plus 6, parenthesis, A plus 2. So that gives us 45. So I'm going to write that down. Then I'm going to type in each of my answer choices. That gives me 50. For answer choice B, that gives me 56. For answer choice C, which is 45. And then for answer choice D, which is 26. Answer choice C gave us the same number as our question, so C is the right answer. When you are doing these type of problems, just be very careful that you copy your expressions correctly.